and welcome back to another exciting episode of The Movie Hoppers. It's also a spooky episode because today we are reviewing Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I saw in a dark theater. Really keen reference they made there. But yeah, so this movie is interesting. But I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I guess we're gonna have to find out, but okay, how about you give us your opening statements?
So I don't know if this is the route they should have taken, but it's the route they went with. And, you know, it was they used and did what they could with the way they chose to make the movie.
Very,
And
very
yeah.
good. Very good. Um, yeah. I didn't. Well, the thing is, I didn't actually see any trailers for this. So when I walked, I thought this was gonna be like a compilation movie with just um, like three or four totally just not connected stories with maybe like an intro trying to explain it, like, hey, they found this book. So I was sitting there, and for like the first 30 minutes, I was just thinking to myself, wow, this intro is really, really long. And then I realized, oh, wait, this is actually what the movie's like, huh? So, yeah, that's, take that for what it's worth, I guess. Um, but yeah, I ended up enjoying it. I liked the setting. The setting was interesting and fun. Um, yeah. So let's get. Well, do you like the route they took with this, or
I think like
come back?
how
Welcome
you were
back.
saying, like I was thinking like afterwards, if they just did the compilation route, I think I would have liked it better.
Hmm.
But the way they went,
Welcome back to
it wasn't bad, but like, I don't know if I liked it per se.
welcome back to.
It was I don't like
Yeah.
it was I don't know, like it was off, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I kind of I thought it was definitely different. Uh, I did like I definitely did not expect it to be as story heavy as it ended up being. That was definitely
Yeah,
a surprise, but I ended up liking the characters. I like that one kid that was like super dorky. Um, who else? I did end up liking the characters. So that was cool. It's I found the setting to be very weird. In the 80s and the whole Vietnam War thing happening. Uh, I thought that was
yeah.
interesting, but
I don't really know like how that added to anything in the plot.
yeah, we'll get into that in spoiler talk. I don't want to spoil, because to really talk about that, we have to get into the one character. But
Right.
yeah. Uh, but how about the scary stories themselves? Did you enjoy the scary, like the actual stories? Did start it started
Yeah, I liked them. Like they were like
via satellite.
a little suspenseful, and it's like a little like ooh, what are they gonna do? Like
Well,
how's it gonna play out? Because
really,
like okay, these
go on.
books were
Oh,
like
right.
really
But
really scary to me when I was
yeah,
younger, and like if I saw like a weird picture, like one of those weird pictures in the books, I'd be like, I can't do it. Like I had to put the book down because like it was just, like too scary.
yeah.
But I I grew out of that, but I don't really remember the books at
I
all,
thought that was yeah hilarious.
unfortunately. So, but like I still like it was still good. Like how they like explained it and like brought it in and incorporated it into the different characters and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I also like that. But did you find them? Did you find the scary stories actually like scary?
um, I don't know, scary per se because like it's not happening to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't relate to it really.
Yeah.
And so I guess no in that aspect, but it does like make it like a good like as you're watching it on screen and what's happening to the characters specifically, like it's I guess like a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Um, one thing, even though I did overall like this movie, spoiler alert, the one thing I didn't like was, um, for every story except the second to last one, there was I felt like over reliance on jump scares. There was like a lot of jump scares, and I thought that was kind of cheap, and I felt like it didn't really need to do that.
I
It,
hated that so much. It's
yeah,
like
they're
every
cheap.
single thing. I'm like, oh my, stop. It's too much. It's happening too often.
Jump scares are just so cheap. I just don't like jump scares overall. And here's
Yeah,
the shit kicker is that it didn't even need to do that.
it
It
didn't.
it was like it would have been totally fine without them. And when you got something like the second to last scary story, you had a good scary one. It didn't have any jump scares. It was perfectly scary. It was just, you know, the rest of them just got lazy. So, I don't know.
Well, you were skipping out.
What?
Were you like you were skipping out in like that last
Oh,
part?
I just found the other scenes just went. They just got lazy, and
Yeah,
yeah, jump scares are always just lazy. So
yeah.
But what are you gonna do? What else? But I mean, I personally, I liked the whole historical aspect, even if I didn't exactly understand it. I did enjoy it. I thought it was kind of like interesting, an interesting touch. Um, but did you like it, or were you just like confused by it, or what? Hello?
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got a thing for poor connection. I think you're in a bad spot right now.
Yeah, hold on.
Um, but what I was saying, did you like the whole
Better.
historical aspect like at all, or did you just not care for it?
I I I guess I liked it, but it did play into like the weird plot.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
you don't know.
It was a weird thing to make this movie about, you know?
Yeah, I thought. Well, one thing I guess that I did like, out of the many things I liked, was the fact that it didn't really for PG-13. Well, PG-13 horror movies always feel like they were made for like teenagers, and they're always like talking down to the audience and stuff. And like
Hmm.
when I watch those movies, they do like a lot. They gimp out on a lot of the things that they could have done and still could have been PG-13. But I don't feel like this movie does that as much. I don't feel like this movie talks down to the audience as much as other movies, especially PG-13 movies, which I thought was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Uh,
It does though seem like a little bit more simple than like other horror movies that, like it wasn't R.
yeah. Well, I mean,
You know?
well, what
Like
do you mean by more
like
simple?
like the dialogue between characters, it's like, yo, we have to do this thing or else this will happen. Oh my gosh, you're right. We have to do this thing or else this thing will happen, And it's like, I get it, but for horror movies, I think you should let the audience think. Like for any movie, you have to let the audience think. Like you can't
Yeah.
just explain everything because like then that's not good. Because then it's you're oversimplifying it and you're not letting anyone be able to like really like get into it.
Yeah.
And it won't like it doesn't I don't know. Like it doesn't like I don't feel like it works then.
Yeah. Show don't tell, that kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I guess another thing I liked was that I didn't think the characters were that stupid in this one. usually in horror movies, characters are like really dumb and do stupid things, but I feel like in this movie they didn't do stupid things. They kind of always made a rational decision that made
Yeah,
sense based on the
yeah.
situation.
And they were like trying their best to
Yeah,
avoid
they're giving it their best
whatever.
shot.
Yeah. But at
Um,
the end, it's like whoopsies,
oh,
still got snatched away.
damn. Um, I one thing I didn't like being negative for a second was I'm not gonna spoil it, but the ending is sequel baity. Um,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
since
definitely. I'm like, I hated that so
yeah,
much.
well, I like the rest of the
Come
ending,
on.
but I just didn't like the sequel. It's sequel baited, and I was like, oh come on, really?
Like, you had a good thing going for you until that.
Yeah,
Up until there, no.
but I mean, just I overall like the style and tone of the movie. Um, I thought it was unique. It caught me off guard. I thought it was just a fun little movie, and yeah, so that's my thoughts. Did you think it was like a fun movie, or what would you use to describe this one?
I don't know if I would call it fun.
What would you call it?
I did, I don't know what I would call it. I'll say entertaining. I don't know
Entertaining.
about fun because it's not like a fun movie. It is a thriller horror movie type
Yeah.
thing. So I don't know. I don't know if fun is the right adjective.
Well, I like had like a fun time, like I guess watching it maybe,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I guess do you want to go into spoiler talk or
Yeah.
okay? So I feel like there was like some kind of theme or like some kind of message that we were kind of missing out on because the whole like Nixon thing and the whole draft dodging thing. I was hoping that had some kind of relevance to the story because I thought that would have been like really clever to like play it in to have it like parallel some kind of you know political thing or something. But I didn't really see where that was going. Did you know what was happening there? Like what the point of that was?
I mean, like I knew what was happening, but
Yeah.
like I really didn't know why it was there
Yeah,
because
like
it didn't do anything other than like the one like well, the guy that got turned into a scarecrow like wanted to go out and was like, yeah, I just signed up for the army or whatever. I'm gonna go shoot some commies in the
yeah.
beginning, and then it's like, oh, and then you know it, the other guy, what's his name, Rodriguez or something,
Yeah, something like
Ramon,
that.
and he was the draft dodger. It's like, well, that's why he's here. And it's like you could have just had him driving around, like going on like a road trip. It didn't have to be him dodging the Vietnam War. You
Yeah.
know,
But then the whatever the jangly man or whatever his name is that wouldn't have worked because that played on
why?
his because that like the whole thing was like it played on his insecurities about how much of a coward he was for dodging the draft and that kind of played into I guess the ending where he learned to kind of like suck it up and not be a coward and kind of just take what's coming to him and with the whole saving the day thing and the cops being I mean I guess that's part of the reason besides the racism why the cop was an asshole to him and you
Well,
know
if they're going like, if you're saying, if they were going like with the redemption of the coward type thing,
mhm.
it didn't have to be the Vietnam War draft.
Yeah but it
It
was
could have
like
like he could have just been running away from something else. It didn't have to be draft
yeah but
per
that's
se.
like the
Exactly.
it didn't have to be but like it's more appropriate for like the time period they were going for
Right.
but
But
I was just kind
Again,
of
like, the
hoping.
time period doesn't make sense. I mean,
y-
it does, but it doesn't really make sense in like the whole thing. But it's too so it's too weird. It's weird.
Well, this it wouldn't have been weird. It would have been fine, but it's kind of like the whole Nixon thing and the whole being re-elected thing and the whole like um. I just found the Nixon thing odd. Like, what was the point of that? Why did they have Nixon there? Like,
Is that is that something that was in the book?
no, because no, the book was just a compilation of stories. There was never a
Right.
plot.
Yeah.
But I just, I
All right,
was,
hold on. The book was published in the 80s.
and
That
this
and the
was
Vietnam that was like the Vietnam War was in the 60s, wasn't it?
60s, 70s.
Right. So it doesn't why why? It doesn't even make sense for the book. It
Okay,
was
wait,
past that.
one sec. This took place in 79. I'm gonna see Vietnam War. Let's see here.
That's after the war.
Vietnam War
79. Oh my god. The war
dates.
ended in 75.
Yeah, it did. Wait, why are they being drafted into the Vietnam War? It was over. That's weird. Again, that'd be fun. I was hoping that it would all like lead to like an end. Like it would all make sense. Like the whole Nixon thing and the whole
Yeah.
Vietnam War thing, they would all be like some big climax where it all comes together. Like somehow Nixon was like, like somehow a part of this or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. I thought they could have been creative with it, but no, they just kind of threw it in like how Tarantino threw in all that 60s shit in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I was just hoping that it would, do something like.
But like halfway through the movie, I was thinking like, how in the world are they gonna end this movie? And the way they did it, I don't know. Like, it wasn't bad,
It
but
was
also
unique.
it was very unique. And then they just decided to go on. And it's like, huh, what if the book brings back my friends? It's like,
Yeah.
why don't you try that right there, right in the house? Just do it right now. See if it works. Why do you have to go on like a road trip? Why are you in a car? Why is the sister there? Where are you driving? Why?
um.
Why?
Yeah. Well.
Doesn't mean
Well,
you
the
need
one.
that.
Go. Yeah. But I mean, I guess I was saying the one thing I did like was the fact that the characters actually died. They're actually gone.
Yeah.
I did like that because a lot of movies they don't do that. They like come back and it's like, oh, I was so expecting them just to be in like some random room this whole time. Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been a twist, but no, they're actually dead, and I like that. They should stay dead. There shouldn't be a sequel. They should just be
Mm-mm.
dead. And
Say that.
one thing I did like was the whole thing with the daughter and the dad, and how like emotional that was, and when like the that's the thing that I like about this movie because all like horror movies are like stupid. Well, PG-13 ones especially are like stupid, like emotionless teenager jump scare fests, bullshitty movies. But in this one, that scene, the girl is like sure that she's gonna die, and she's like calling up her dad, and it's like this whole like emotional thing, and I was like, Jesus Christ. This is great. I love this because like you don't see that like a lot in horror movies. They usually just think that they can get away with it just being horror and nothing else. But this one I feel like actually tries to be something a little more, which
Yeah.
I feel like. Well, do you feel like this one tries actually like attempted to do something?
It tries, you know,
Yeah. I just
but
think that
since it is like separate stories that they tried to piece together,
yeah
it came off weird.
yeah. What was your favorite scary story in the movie?
I like the fat lady in the red room.
Yeah. Yeah.
That like it got me tense.
That
Got me
was
tense. I'm
great.
like, ooh.
No,
I'm
you
like,
see,
what? How?
no, you see,
Guys?
no jump scares, no bullshit. Just that
Yeah,
was good.
yeah. I'm like, but one like throughout the scene, I'm like, why doesn't he just run past her? And like she's walking pretty slow. I don't know like how fast her arms can move, but if he just like books it and like does like a slide past her, I think he can get through.
Oh, I'll make sure to tell him that next time I see him.
You
Um,
know.
but
But then like he doesn't, and then
yeah,
she just gives him a big
go
old
hug,
hug,
consumed him.
and then just, and then he's gone.
I also I like the first one, the scarecrow one, where the guy turned into a scarecrow.
Yeah, that was cool. And
That
then he's
was
like
cool.
choking the hay and stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's
Yeah, I was like,
pretty,
wow,
pretty
yeah, that's amazing.
whack.
Well, does he actually turn into that scarecrow, or is he just like another scarecrow somewhere else? Because
I
like they
I
show
think
like
they
a,
were saying that he turned into the scarecrow,
because that
but
scarecrow looked exactly like the other scarecrow,
yeah,
but who knows?
maybe maybe it happened before, and like it's just been a
A cycle.
cycle of people that have disgraced Harold and it comes after you and turns you into the next scarecrow.
Yeah, poor old Harold.
Yeah, poor Harold. What was he doing? He was just standing there, guarding the corn from the complete absence of crows.
Well, there were no crows because Harold was there.
Exactly.
Don't
He's
have to
like
worry about
working
crows.
overtime.
But I felt this movie kind of had like an It vibe to it.
I I guess.
Like, four
I think
kids,
it was like a poorly executed it.
poorly executed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Like a first draft of an it movie.
I ended up actually enjoying like the overarching plot. Like, even though I didn't know it was gonna be there, I actually ended up enjoying it. I ended up liking the characters. It felt like an '80s movie to me, which is what I enjoyed because, hey, it takes place in the '80s. Well, almost the '80s, technically the '80s. So I just felt like it was very time appropriate. Um, the whole beginning Halloween part, where like they throw shit into a car and shit like that, and it's like, hey, that felt like something they would do in an '80s movie, but something that they wouldn't bother with doing now, because they would just cut to the chase. So I
Yeah.
like that. It felt very '80s to me, but
Yeah. It felt real.
yes,
These are real kids. These are real
yeah,
things happening,
F-
except for like the whole supernatural book thing.
yeah, and the
You
and where is my toe? That was pretty funny.
know? Yeah, I couldn't take that seriously.
Where is my toe?
For my toe.
That was great when he ate the toe. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna have a field
Like,
day with that.
like that was so disgusting. I'm like, I think I actually started the gag in the theater. Just a little bit. I'm like, Jesus, oh no, stop, stop. And okay, who doesn't look in their soup before they put the spoon in their mouth?
I
Like,
don't.
do you not look at it? Like, oh yes, this is my soup that is like going into my mouth. I wanted to make sure there's nothing suspicious on my spoon before I start consuming it. I think you would notice the big toe on your spoon, on your like on your spoon that like, oh, is that a toe? And like stop eating the soup.
I don't know. Maybe we have to test that out. We're gonna have to record ourselves eating and see how many times we look at the spoon for toes and other body parts. But yeah, overall I like this movie. What did you like it? What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Again, like if they did use like the broken up, like with the intro. It's like these are scary stories, and this is what we're gonna do, and then these are the three, and then they do the three stories, and then the movie's over. I think I would have liked it better, but because I don't know, that plot really just like messed me up.
It
It
messed you
was so
up.
weird. It was like took me out of it because like when they were actually fighting against like whatever was going after them, like
Hmm.
it was interesting and it was like cool because they were actually doing the stories. But after it was done and the kid got killed or whatever, and like after each kid, it just went back to them trying to figure out things in the 70s
Yeah.
and like piece together different things. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. I like the plot, but that was just me. Do you have anything else to say, or are we gonna go into on number ratings?
I think we can, yeah. Let's
Okay.
go.
I'm
Uh,
gonna personally give this one an 8 out of 10 because I thought it was original. I liked it. It wasn't very scary, but there was an attempt. And I liked the plot, so that was good. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. What are you gonna toss up at it?
um, since like they used way too many jump scares for my taste,
Hmm.
because that was just really brought me out of
Yeah,
it. Even
I didn't like
I'm
jump.
like,
Yeah, that was my least favorite
it's
aspect.
bad. And but I like the way like they did told the stories and how like they affected each character, because like each character kind of I guess paralleled what was happening, or was like had their insecurities placed into the story. So I thought that
Hmm.
was interesting.
Yeah.
But the whole plot in the 70s, it was weird. But like overall, it was okay. So I give it like a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
7.5. Okay, so that's pretty close to each other.
yeah.
Yeah, that gives that. Yep, 7.75 is our overall rating. So yeah, that is a recommend from us. So yeah, see this movie. It's good. It's interesting. It's if you don't like PG-13 horror movies, there's still something here because it's not like all the other ones, pal. It's different. This one's different. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And did you see any movies this week?
I think I think I did. Hold on, let me think of my list.
I did not.
Um. Oh, I saw. Hold on. Did I do the King's Speech yet?
No.
All right. So I saw this King's Speech like last week, I think, and it was good. I mean, like I don't really know a lot about British monarchies,
Mhm.
but like even if I didn't know that, it was like it's still good because like the way like King George learned to accept the different things and like overcome his obstacles, like it was neat. It was like nice, and so I gave that an 8.5 out of
Oh,
10.
it
And
was.
then I saw Detective Pikachu
Oh, that was. I
finally,
like that movie.
and it was really cute.
Yeah.
The acting was like a little off sometimes, but it's probably to be expected when you're talking to a CGI model, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was cute. It was nice. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I gave that a 7.5,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Good
And then
movie.
like a couple nights ago, I started watching Wolf of Wall Street, but I haven't
Oh,
finished it yet
it's a good.
because
I
like that's
like
a
that
long movie.
movie. Yeah,
But I've liked it so far.
it's good. But yeah, I guess join us next time for possibly Auto Racing in the Rain, Brian Banks, The Kitchen, maybe something. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. But yeah,
Yep.
thank you guys for watching and goodbye.
See ya.